Chip Kidd is one of America's most celebrated graphic designers. He is best known for his innovative book cover designs. His works have a very whimsical, childlike style. In studying Chip Kidd, it's clear that he has a very childlike personality. Simply put, Chip Kidd is a child in a man's body. As a child, Chip Kidd was greatly influenced by American pop culture, particularly comics and superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman and Robin.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman. Strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men.
These superheroes in comics continue to be an important source of his unique design style that permeate his professional life. But Chip's childlike perspective wasn't always appreciated in school. In fact, when he was studying graphic design at Penn State, his teacher gave him a class assignment to design a book cover for the celebrated author John Updike. Afterwards, his teacher ridiculed Chip by using his design to demonstrate to the class what not to do as a graphic designer and why designing books would not be a good career choice for him. Once he left school, however, Chip's poetic justice came when his design was actually chosen for the real cover of John Updike's book because of his childlike and unique whimsical style. Since then, author James Ellroy has called him the world's greatest jacket designer, and USA Today has referred to him as the closest thing to a rock star of graphic design. Fortunately, Chip wasn't one to let criticism keep him down. He just stayed true to himself. That's something we all need to learn as aspiring designers. Chip now works as an associate director at Knauf, where he was hired in 1986. Since that time, Chip has been one of America's most prolific and successful designers. He has been turning out jackets at the average of 75 a year. He keeps designing book covers for well-known authors. He's also known for his exemplary design for Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park novel. The design was even carried over into the marketing for the film adaptation. Chip Kidd's book jacket designs unabashedly stand out for an openly unwillingness to grow up, childlike zest for life. He knows the value of embracing his inner child. In fact, even as an adult, he is not ashamed of his collection of plastic superhero toys and comics memorabilia that fill his New York apartment. He claims this playful environment is important to his inspiration as a designer. Chip has been in such high demand that some authors have contract clauses stating that Chip Kidd designed their books. He is also an author and has even ventured into music and performance art.
Well, I think the very abstract brief for what I do is I want whatever it is, whatever this book cover is, it's got to be appropriate for the book. Okay, and I'm talking in very broad strokes here. But it also, I have to assume that somebody who's never heard of this book will see it in a bookstore, and it will make them want to know more about the book. I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania, specifically a tiny little suburb thereof called Lincoln Park, and which is probably most famous for being right next to Shillington, Pennsylvania, which is where John Updike is from. Dreams should never end this way, brightest night. And his father was my father's math teacher. So there's this sort of interesting link to him that I've had actually throughout my life. The nice thing I think with my work is there's no one, at least I don't think there's no one pivotal moment that changed everything. It was an accumulation of things. the nice thing about working for a publisher, especially a very good one like Knopf. There's just this steady stream of really terrific books, and Jurassic Park was just one of them. It was just the next thing to work on.
Do you get residuals for this image?
Yes, I do. Oh my God. In fact, we're going to have to end this soon so I can go fly to my yacht. I think the whole Batman thing sort of happened to me in stages. I was 2 years old when the original TV show first started airing on ABC, the Adam West and Burt Ward. So, I mean, I think every 2-year-old, 2 to 10 or whatever, was completely taken with that. Then when I went to college, I had this really cool design professor named Lenny Simis, and he collected Japanese tin robots. So he had just an entire wall of them. That was also this sort of incredibly eye-opening experience that you could live with this stuff. With my apartment, I've tried to make it so that when you walk into it, it's like you're walking into my head. Like, this is what I'm thinking about all the time, whether it's Batman or books or Art Deco or machine age objects, industrial design from the 20s, 30s, 40s. All of this gives me tremendous sort of inspiration. For me, it's art. It's what, you know, what a Picasso does for a certain person. All this kind of stuff does for me.
Speak to me, filigree, lay it down. You're the one I want in your laurel crown. Know it all, Super Ball, it's no use. You're the victim of the wonder juice, yeah.
I think the next step for graphic designers is to figure out how to meaningfully generate their own content. And that's what I've found that I have been doing and want to continue to do. And whether it's a book or whether it's music or a film or whatever, I think it's the natural growth rather than just strictly working for a client all the time.
Yeah, let's sort it out and pin it down and wrap it up and make it sound.
I'll never forget my own experience in this graphic design class. I was scared to death. I didn't even know Illustrator and went home feeling so embarrassed that everyone already had their own unique style. This is my first graphic design class, and when I looked around the room, everyone's designs appeared so much more sophisticated. But with each assignment I completed, I couldn't help but be profoundly moved in appreciating everyone's essence and unique sense of beauty. So as aspiring designers and artists, we have to work hard, of course, but eventually we have to have the courage to stand up for who we are. Of course, it's never easy accepting criticism, but at some point, we have to fully embrace our own originality and accept what makes us unique. I believe that is the lesson to learn from Chip Kidd.
Speak to me, filigree, lay it down. You're the one I want in your laurel crown.